officially 6 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and call the June 15th meeting of the Town of Hudson Plan Commission to order. First item on the agenda is to approve the May 2026 meeting minutes. So everybody had a chance to review. I would entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion.
Second.
I'll second.
Motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, next item is discussion and potential action on another preliminary plat for Kinsley Ridge subdivision, north of Oriole Lane, east of Oriole Lane, west of North Meadow Drive, south of Badlands Road. Would you like to kick us off?
I can, yep. There's also representation from the applicant as well here that gives some background, but substantially the preliminary plat hasn't changed much from the concept that we saw multiple months ago. And basically they're now providing additional detail that is required of the preliminary plat submittal, including engineered plans, and there's quite a bit of information included within the submittal documents. We did provide a review, myself and Bryce Hembrook, which you've got a copy of that memo. There's not a lot of substance to it, quite honestly, because it's a well put together submittal. The roads, design of the roads meets town road standards for things like the thickness of the road and the curb radiuses and slopes and that kind of thing. If you've got a copy of the preliminary plat in front of you, you know, it does lay out 3 different cul-de-sacs and then 2 different temporary cul-de-sacs to the north for that future extension of town roads into the parcels between this and Badlands Road. As part of the preliminary plat, similar to the concept, they're leaving one large 39-acre lot 1, 38-acre lot 1 to meet the minimum lot size standards, placing deed restrictions on that lot so that it can't be further subdivided more than once into 2 lots, which would still meet the minimum site standards as well. Steve can speak to it too, but they did get feedback from the county, and the county hasn't had any
Yes,
comments.
for Jake Sullivan, he said the DNR, county engineer, and the county surveyor have responded, but no comments. He also said the stormwater review was also approved. And he said we have not heard back from the town of Hudson or the city of Hudson. As I mentioned to Eric, the city of Hudson looked at the concept, and then Tiffany, the city planner, then requested that we submit a final plat. When we submit final plat to you guys, probably in July. So those were the comments that we've received so far from the county as of Friday afternoon.
Thanks for that update. I saw your comment over here that the county hadn't weighed in yet on the stormwater, so it sounds like that has been done now.
Yep,
Great.
that's been done since now.
Why, can I ask a question? Why did the city have to review this?
Extraterritorial zoning.
It's within 3 miles of the city.
The southwest corner of it, and it touches up to almost where the movie theater is.
Within 3 miles of the city
Okay,
boundary,
within, okay, thank you.
any major subdivision, this has to be given extraterritorial approval from the city.
Yeah, thank you.
One thing that we did note in here, and it's a little bit of a oddism or whatever you want to phrase it as, but in the A-res zoning, residential homes are approvable by special exception. And I would be interested in maybe should we put that in potential plan commission there's a couple of different considerations for the board in the code, and maybe I can find that here too. But basically it was kind of stuff like consistent with the, here it is. Board should find the following conditions. Establishment of the use will not be detrimental to or endanger public health, safety, morals, comfort, or general welfare, or jeopardize existing adjoining agricultural uses. Land for which a building is proposed meets all suitability standards of different chapters in zoning. Adequate facilities, access roads so designed as to minimize traffic congestion on public streets or highways and other hazardous drainage or other site improvements that are provided or may require bottom or security. All of which I think those conditions have been met for the special exception.
And no concern about the lack of 100-foot separation on some of the driveways, and it seems like there's probably no way to really get around that in some areas here.
No, there isn't, you know, I can speak to it, but I remember, right, that
I think
we had a
we're mostly
25
just-
mile per hour sign on this too.
Yes, we have 25 mile an hour speed limit signs on here. And yeah, typically, like cul-de-sacs, most places we work don't apply that on cul-de-sacs. Because it's not practical to have 100-foot separation, and there's no real reason for it.
And most of them are meeting,
I think it's just the cul-de-sac, my understanding.
Yeah.
We're not meeting the
Yeah.
100-foot separation between the driveways. All other lots, we are meeting that 100-foot separation.
Right.
It's just the cul-de-sacs.
yeah. And something that we do in Hudson too, and it's done in other places as well, is that as part of the road construction, they're constructing the driveway entrances with the culverts already in there, so we've got set points where you're not going to get them crowded together. And so they're kind of set as they are. And then it should be
That was a question I had, is how many, not counting cul-de-sacs, it's how many lots did not meet the 100-foot?
That's a good question.
Because just looking at it, there looked like several, but, and I know it's tough with the 2-acre minimum, but I was just curious.
Just quick visually, I would say the only one that might be close on lot 30 or 24, 25.
Yeah, that one caught my eye. All right.
Everything else, I think, maybe 26, 27 around that curve. But the other ones all appear to be, to at least meet it, and even those ones are pretty close to meeting it.
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear you're putting the 25-mile-per-hour signs.
Yep, that's in the plan.
That's good. Not that it's enforceable, but sends a message.
Another thing that we staff suggested is restricting lot access on backsides or on the Fujit.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's just the one lot, which would be what, was it lot 2, that would have to access off
I think we should make that a requirement as part of the recommendation moving forward to the board.
Sure.
Lots 3 through 7 and 61 through 63.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of 14.
Any other comments or questions?
Tell me more about the drainage easement to the north, number 8 in Eric's letters.
Yeah, I can comment on that because they asked me to expand on it as well. So, it's a comment for their consideration, it's not a recommendation. I tried to phrase it in that sense. And my concern there is that right now, it's a sheet flow kind of manner across there, and when you change that to a culvert, it's either perceived or actual changes in drainage. And so they do detain all the storm vents from the 1 up to the 1 rear vent, which is what typically we would do. It's got some water line, allows them to flow water in the way that you want it to. But if there is a perceived or actual difference in the way the water drains, and you want to consider an easement, or what I mentioned in email just today was, maybe a level spreader. So it's discharging out of that culvert in a 10-year event, which is, I don't know, 4.5 inch rain or something. That's a big rain that's discharging there. So consideration for them. I wouldn't make a recommendation or recommend to you guys to make those recommendations. Bring it to their attention. So they're talking about it.
We'll look into it first.
What lots does that affect?
That would just be an off-site drainage coming out of lot 46 and 47,
Yeah, so flowing north.
north onto the remainder of the King property.
Yeah, so that goes north and field and up west.
We actually have a property owner to North City right next to me.
Yeah. Yeah, and in the majority of rains, it's going to be just like it was before. Just some of those bigger rains and water flow the culvert is going to create real perceived difference.
And the maintaining the stormwater basins by the homeowners association.
So, yeah, so that's typically been a preference of the town, rather than the town taking the maintenance. And, yeah, we haven't done a lot of subdivisions since I've been working with you, but the last one, Albert subdivision, or which one was that subdivision? That was subdivision.
Right.
Yeah. So that's kind of been typical in rural. Some cities take on responsibility of their stormwater management. It's just something that's hard to do for a town.
Yeah. So that's the intent for this development.
Correct. There will be a homeowners association, because we're planning on proposing, the final plat submittal will be proposing like location of the community monuments, and then also office in Hudson also confirmed we have to install cluster mailboxing, which is the CBU stuff, so I don't talk to Bryce, he's like, make sure to also put that also on the plan, which the HOA will be responsible for maintaining, the monument, the landscaping there, along with the CBUs.
Got it. Good.
Will the roads be put in all at one time, or will they be put in phases like the development?
That's gonna be phased, I do have
Oh, perfect.
that.
Yeah, can you speak to the phases and substations for us?
Phase 1A, there'll be where the road comes off on the first cul-de-sac going back to the east. So that's probably the first phase, and then I'm thinking grading of just that with the
I
season.
think, yeah, it will depend on how the fall season goes. I know right now we're just targeting probably that phase 1A, but if we have a good winter, who knows, maybe we'll end up going into phase 1B, but right now we're targeting phase 1A this fall. And then moving back on site in the spring.
And then that would be phase 1B,
Yeah.
spring, and probably the following year,
For
we're
the-
going to market phase 2.
But the final plat will include the phase 1A and phase 1B, which will be a total of 36 lots.
Todd, do you have the approximate mileage? You know why I'm asking for that, because that's going to have to go into the,
Yeah, overall, I think we do.
I think what the mileage, I know the street and the footage are you looking for?
yeah, we're just looking for this footage for, I'm
I
looking
think
for the
it's-
footage of the roads because we,
It's
the
80.
town has to put that in.
My memory serves me right, it's 8,810 feet, I think. Is that right? 8,810?
8905.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep,
I was like,
And that's the footage for,
that's the
For the
total.
distance.
Yep, 8905 plus or
okay,
minus.
but my question is, trying to figure out the footage that you're planning for 2026 and then 2027, because those numbers, Hudson has to put that in.
Apply for your road aids.
Yes, for our road aids.
Oh, it's
So it's important for the clerk to know those exact numbers.
perfect.
So that's what I'm asking.
Could we be able to provide that information to you this week if possible?
If you can provide that to the clerk, that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
No, we can definitely do that.
Yeah, just to give her an idea of what she's gonna have to implement for 26.
Yep,
And then again, 27.
okay.
Thank you.
Make it easy to break that.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Break that
thank
down.
you very much.
No problem.
Anything that you can do to help her is appreciative, because she's new.
Yeah, no, understandable. So anything we
So
can do.
I think too, what we'll want to do, so there will be a developers agreement as well for the construction of the town roads. And maybe we want to call out the phasing, because part of the developers agreement and the town's acceptance of the roads as town roads, you potentially get that 1A in this season, if that's what you're shooting for, decide to do, and then, subsequent years of whatever sections. So, yeah, we'll get all that.
Right, yeah, 'cause with that final plat being approved, but phase 1B not constructed, they'll have to be bonded for that section of the road
Right.
in the interim between plat recording and.
Right, so would it make sense to, not require you to hold a bond for full subdivision, maybe do it in pieces too, so that, yeah.
Any other comments or questions?
What's the plan for lot 1?
Lot 1 is retained by the Kings.
Okay.
And can only ever be subdivided at one time.
What time? So it's not gonna be on the plat.
No, they don't have any multi-housing.
Okay.
That helps to maintain
The 2 acre.
the 2 acre special exception for single-family dwellings recommendation. Restricted access of lots 3 through 7 and 61 through 63. Not, no access out of the community. Am I forgetting? Obviously contingent upon anything from the county, but it sounds like that's already been addressed. Well, I can make the motion.
And the driveways to be accepted as shown.
Yeah, we've learned that some of them don't meet the 100-foot separation. All right, is that a clear enough motion? Maybe to restate that.
So just those three, special exception, restricting the access to lots 3 through 7,
3 through 7 and 61 through 63.
no access on MJ, and then the driveway locations are accepted and shown.
Do you need one in there about the stormwater reasons being maintained to the HOA?
I don't think so. You know, as part of the final plan, I have the HOA and developers agreement and all that kind of stuff that goes with that.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, so this will go to the town board at the next meeting, which is the first Thursday? Wednesday? It's Wednesday? It's Wednesday, okay. Did it used to be Wednesday? I feel like it used to be. Maybe
Are they
I'm wrong.
changing the date of that meeting because of the July 4th holiday?
Not that I've
Wait,
heard.
the second, right? July 2nd? First Wednesday. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other proper business? Otherwise, then I can motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second?